Dr. Amado with me, because remember, bleeding from a coagulopathy, no matter how much you bite into your tissue, your bleeding will pass through those puncture sites. So it's really very difficult to go into these punctures are very nasty.
If you transfuse platelets, how long will that platelet?
That depends on blood, because normally in patients like this, you have shortened platelet survival. Your patients will use up, there will be a consumptive process here. If your body cannot replenish, and you use up most of these platelets during the procedure itself, then you cannot maintain a safe platelet count.
So the half-life of your platelet
would be short.
So a normal platelet usually survives for
several days, but this is on the premise that your bone marrow is also replenished.
Okay, so if your bone marrow is no longer functioning, so you mean it's an ongoing replacement and replacement and replacement.
Basically a problem of supply and demand. So your bone marrow cannot replenish. Although we don't have a tissue diagnosis, but I discussed with the patient that is one possibility there for looking at the marrow. If you look at it, there are evidences that you might be having marrow involvement.
So what is the safe level of platelets just to avoid bleeding? Because I think the patient and the relatives are planning to take her.
But if you look at the guidelines now, there is no, they do not, the triggers, there are no such things as transfusion triggers now. Normally in patients with chronic thrombocytopenia, as long as you keep your platelet counts above 10,000, then your patients will do well. So there are other factors that come in. How fast do the platelets drop? Are there other factors that may increase platelet consumption? If the patient travels, then most likely I may need to give at least platelets before she goes. That's why I already prepared platelets as well.
So how would you check again if this platelet is being consumed already?
But you can check our platelet counts. The normal way to do this, if you have shortened platelet survival, is to check it theoretically. Check it immediately post-transfusion and check it on RA. See whether you can.
How frequently you have to repeat the CBC and the platelet count just for them to check the levels?
When they're there, at least once a day. Now we're doing it twice a day.
So that's how bad the picture of the blood is.
In my opinion, doctor, can we try giving the platelet transfusion and then kasi schedule another puncture sa blood niya 5 p.m. So 5 p.m. So if it's possible to give in advance, then check it out.
My contention kasi po, you always have to understand that blood is considered a drug. Okay? We have benefits and side effects from transfusions. 20% of all transfusions do develop reactions po. And remember, in a patient who is chronically thrombocytopenic, you have to deal with the possibility of developing antibodies later on. So, ako, personally, as a specialist, I wouldn't transfuse unless there is an absolute need. Not just to check whether the platelets will go up or not. You might be doing more harm than good. Your platelets are still at 20 plus. So the problem there is you develop antibodies, you call it alloimmunization. If this happens when you need it and you transfuse, your platelets will not go up, they will go down because your anti-platelet antibodies will be destroyed.
Is it the only problem right now that platelets without the hemoglobin?
But hemoglobin is also a little unstable.
About your white count? Okay, an additional factor that can lower the platelet would be an infection, right? Maybe we can hear from Dr. Tatsi.
From the time that the patient was referred to us and based on her history, we really did not notice any form of infection whatsoever. And we were asked a few
there's no purpose for infection, and we're not taking infection.
Even the counts aren't really dictating to us that there is no load.
So the fever is probably secondary to the malignancy. Okay, so how do you test this? Are we doing some naproxen testing?
We haven't done the naproxen test as well. Concentrated toxin and
Bababa rin ba yan?
Like process is not validated to
More than naproxen. Okay, now, this patient yesterday, when I was talking to her, had difficulty in speech. Parang umurong yung dila. Have you noticed that? Ngayon. Oh, okay. So, I think I would like to hear video surveys also to discuss the result of the MRI.
So put it simply, the patient has extensive inhale, negative base of the skull, through the three parts of the thoracic spine. So it's what we call carcinosis. We basically remain the line any tumor cells. So what does it imply? The changes in speech and the tongue problems are basically because the metastatic seeds may be affecting the cranial nerves. And this will be an ongoing problem. What do we expect? And suddenly they have it broken because tongue problems will soon come out. They will have difficulty swallowing because the nerve for swallowing will be because of the affected. We would expect that the cranial nerves will be affected, other cranial nerves will be affected. Second of which, if you look at the thoracic spine, the full, the symbolic full spine niya, affected na yung cancer niya. Right now, it's asymptomatic, means that there's no weakness or numbness. But we expect that the spine will also be compressed at some point. So that will entail some weakness and numbness, as well as changes in bowel, because it's very high thoracic spine. Other than that, we already saw the changes in the bone in the T7 TV level. So there are already metastatic changes in the bone, which we expect na magkakaroon ng you have to imagine that the spine is going to be parang forest wall. So pag na-serious ang part, it will collapse inside. When it collapses, the spinal cord will be compressed, and that will also cause weakness on both legs as well as body. Very expensive.
So, if you're given the chance to manage, how would you have managed?
Dr. Batara is suspecting that the whole spine
Would have to be radiated.
has mets. So, an ideal setting, we create a spinal
It is very toxic.
which is not possible at this point. If given a chance, we would like at least a full brain RT plus a thoracic spine.
Is that possible, Dr. Medina, with your 10,000 foot or
you also have bone marrow, you have bone marrow forming elements in those areas because in the adults your bone marrow is delivered to the skull, the spine, and the pelvis. There will definitely be.
So at this point, you will not even advise radiation to the brain and the spine.
It depends on the benefit of the situation of the organ.
Mm.
Which is the lesser of the of course, definitely that will have an effect on your
You have
hematology.
severe headache.
Very well symptomatic, very minimal.
So you would probably say let's not touch her rather than radiate her and run all the risks of
Usually for the problem is also drastic because of what is there. And yet she expects no problem of her.
so the problem. It's not right. Okay, so do you have any questions, Laura, from all the doctors taking care of Mrs.
I think she already know all this, the
current status of
So
her
that's
disease.
actually this morning, before I asked explanation after the MRI.
What did she say? She wants to go home. Kahapon pa yan, ang gusto niya na
Actually, yesterday prior to deciding to this conference, she was really still having a chance that she will get a leadership installation because she knows for a fact that it is the liver which will kill her more than all the spread of metastatic lesions. But even if she knows that the treatment was low, she was so obsessed with the increase